Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. I'm back from the sickness, almost fully recovered. Today we're going to do a beer I should have done a long time ago. This is Oskar Blues 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓬𝓲𝓷 Pale Ale. 12-ounce can, 6.5% ABV, brewed and canned by Oskar Blues Brewery. And they're out of Longmont, Colorado. If you look at the back of the can here, there's like all these, it's like almost like ads or something. So, yeah, I mean, I love the can design. It's the red, the blue, the silver. The only beer book I have that it appears in is the 𝓑𝓻𝓮 Beers. I was really surprised it wasn't in the Zach Avery book, and you know, it was way too new for Michael Jackson. So, and this is the 6th beer out of a 6-pack that I bought. Which, if you followed me on Untapped, you know every beer I drink. So let's get it into the tumbler here. Well, I mean, that's a perfect pour. This would be a good addendum to my how to pour a beer video. So there you go. It's a pretty color. I mean, it looks orange and fairly hazy, not too highly carbonated. Got about a 2-finger head there. It's it's like the same color as this wood table. You know, kind of yellowish, you know, tannish or whatever. If I hold up to the light, it's kind of like an apricot color. It's beers like this that just I love smelling. You know, the flowers, the pine. This is very close smelling to Dogfish Head 60 Minute. It's a lot of flowers and pine needles for sure. I mean, I guess I consider some kind of tropical fruit in there too. Even though my sinuses aren't banging on all cylinders right now. That just shows you how aromatic this beer is, that it can cut through all that mucus and get to my brain, you know. It's just a great smelling beer. Very similar to 𝓑𝓻𝓮. I think it's actually closer to 𝓑𝓻𝓮 Flower Power than Dogfish. So let's take a taste here. Yeah, just like 𝓑𝓻𝓮, the way it tastes is very similar. It's like, it's all, not all, but mostly floral hops. It's like that kind of clean, bright, hoppy flavor. It's a definite bitterness. I mean, like, it's a definite hop bite as soon as it hits your tongue. There's a little bit of dryness in there too. Lingers just for a little bit. And then there's you get like a nice kind of sticky pine resin in the second half there. It's nice and crisp while it's in the mouth. Getting that hot bite. Kind of a lingering, slight citrus aftertaste. Maybe like a blood orange or tangerine or tangelo. Maybe like a mango or papaya or something like that. Definitely not grapefruit. I would not say that here. 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓬𝓲𝓷 Pale Ale. And this beer, like I said, I've had this many times. This is the first time I've actually reviewed it on camera. This beer, every time I have it, it just continues to amaze me. Is that, you know, they call it a pale ale. It drinks like an IPA. You know, pale ales tend to be, you know, not quite as robust, not quite as bitter, and you tend to get a little more overt sweetness in them. This one it's not particularly sweet. It's definitely more bitter. It finishes fairly clean though. You know, there's kind of a dryness in the aftertaste. Kind of like that orange sherbet kind of flavor too. Drinkability on this beer is great. Mouthfeel is like perfectly medium bodied. It's kind of crisp. The first few swigs, you just feel it crisping on your tongue. Aftertaste is, it's kind of like a dry kind of pasty feeling, but it's like definite floral taste, floral notes in there. Slight orange sherbet, so you know it's somewhat sweet. Goes down very smooth. I mean, I can just, we're only a few minutes into this review, and I'm almost done here. There's a really, it's refreshing beer. Great beer to have with a meal too. I mean, steak, burgers, I mean, you name it. I mean, this would go with pretty much anything. And I've had many of these, you know, on in, and I would say that this does perform quite well as a session beer. I'm actually tempted to give this a 10 out of just that it does so much for being such a quote-unquote small beer. But I don't grade on a curve on this show. I just do it as I really think. I also don't really like the fact that it's like, you know, it does get, the dryness in the aftertaste gets a little annoying after a while. Like I said, this is the 6th beer out of the 6-pack, so, you know, I know what the other 5 were like. But I will go 9 out of 10 for Dale's Pale Ale. It's an excellent beer. This is a great, if someone's not into IPAs, absolute great stepping stone to get into more bitter, more hoppy beers. And the can, you know, like the can appeal alone is great. The only beef with Oskar Blues, especially way out here on the East Coast, is they tend to be really expensive. You know, it was like $12 for a 6-pack, but, you know, it's only $2 a beer if you think about it. It's pretty cheap. So, yeah, 9 out of 10 for Dale's Pale Ale by Oskar Blues. Great, great beer. Probably the best pale ale I've ever had. I'll put that on record. Best pale ale I've ever had. So, that does it for this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.